Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Timscotteswoldfarm. Obviously, any comments, please leave them below. So I'm going to be bringing you weekly videos from our farm, which I really hope you're going to enjoy watching. This morning, I'm just at my desk doing some admin for the Forestry Commission because we've got a felling application in. This is something that I can discuss in a different video. But the plan for today generally is I've got my third jab in about an hour, and then I'm going to go up and get wood from a tree that I'd felled. So I'm going to share with you the felling video now whilst I head over to the surgery.
Jesus. That's better, isn't it? There's some bloody wood in there. So I just had my third booster, just come back from the surgery now. I'm going to head back to the farm, I'm going to pick the tractor and trailer up, I'm going to go and get the rest of that wood back. Hopefully that takes me up to about lunchtime. I'm thinking probably my booster's going to kick in by that point. Back on the farm now. Got my safety trousers on. Gonna go check the trailer's tyres are alright. I only think this is our very, very, very old grain trailer. Obviously before my time, but she serves a purpose. Right, tyres are alright. Let's hook up. Right, put the trailer on. So we're pretty much ready to head up now. Right. Well, it's one of those jobs that once you've had the fun of cutting it all up, actually it's not that enjoyable taking it all away. Slight change of plan. I was taking the wire down, I just wondered whether actually Dad wants me to go down the roadside and park on the side. So he might not want me driving through some of his sunflowers. Turn the flashing lights off. Nothing more embarrassing than driving in the field with flashing lights on. It's absolutely beautiful morning. We're so lucky. It's our TM150. She came new. She's got about 5,600 hours on her. One thing we like to do is try and make sure we look after all our machinery. In a separate video, I'll go through some of the kit that we've got, and people can obviously ask any questions. Sheep. All ash needs to come down. To start the saw, choke all the way out. On. For these cold mornings, you can push this button in, which lowers the pressure. So when we go to pull it, it's not as hard to pull. Whilst I warm up the chainsaw, I'm just going to go send the drone up. I think we're okay to take the drone off from there. Maybe I should get a H mounted on the bonnet.
You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going at and turn it back around. You can't stop me now.
So I'm just loading these logs in here. I'm going to put loads of big logs on the base, and that will allow air to travel in between the different sections. This is what I'm left with, all this stuff here. This is what I was on about. So you can see this. You probably can't see that, but see the rot is starting to get inside the tree. When we look at something like this is quite clearly just a round, but you can start to scrape it out and follow it round. So this is what's going to bring this tree down. And you can see obviously it's winter, so it's not going to have leaves, but you can see already in the top how much of this is dying. If it's not the ash dieback, it's the squirrels. They basically chew all the tops and the water gets in, it rots, and then the branches come down. If you come over here, the last tree to fall from this spot rotted away. So the tree here looked identical to that one and to that one, and it looked the same as all the rest. You imagine this could possibly be the fate of a couple of these trees as well, which is fine because it's just in the field. When you look at some of these over here, there's a big ash down the bottom there, and the only place it's really going to go, because it's on a bank, is actually fall into the house below. So that's our principal concern. We don't really want to cut the trees down, but at the same time we have to think about safety. So going to load the rest of the logs up now. Ash starts to gum up the chain. There is a screw under here there where you can increase the amount of oil that's traveling through it. So what you try and do is make sure that the oil burns through at the exact same rate as the petrol, and then you've got it balanced. Right, that part's done. Dad hasn't come up, so I'm going to assume he doesn't want me to go in his sunflowers. So I'm going to park on the other side of the road and I'm going to carry the wood across. And I'm going to sheet this up when we get back, and then I'm going to sell the wood. That's close enough, I think. Look how eerie that looks, with all that fog rising up off the road. We're going to fence all the way down here and round the corner. And as you can see, another field entrance is right down here. So we're going to put a proper gate in, and then you can access a track underneath and it goes to the other field. So that's our plan. Obviously it's just finding time, but for now this ash is keeping me pretty busy, especially during this winter period. We don't have any livestock at the moment with the exception of the sheep, so it's one of these things where we don't have that much to do or that much to talk about. Fortunately for us, this brash has all started to die down, so when we bring the telehandler up, it's going to be so much easier with the forks or the bucket just to be able to push it all through. And as I said, its destination is going to be over here where we're going to put in a nature strip. So this is sunflowers, and we also put a bit of a cover mix below. And people walk down the footpath and they just let their dogs run. And it's like, well, we're trying to create a habitat. And by letting your dog loose, yes, you may think that you're not doing any harm, but actually you're not looking at the bigger picture about the smaller birds and smaller mammals and things that are making a home here. And really it's undoing what we're trying to achieve. So I'm going to load this up now. I'm conscious of the time, and then I'm going to head back. One thing I wanted to show you before I continued is the amount of lichen that we've got on these pieces of timber. Lichen is reflective of very good air quality. I've zoomed my camera out so that you can see it. This is what we're dealing with. So if we cut this off, cut that off, put a chain around the top, maybe we'll notch this piece in a bit more. You can start to pull it. I haven't managed to do as much as I thought I'd be able to. I'm gonna call that a day. See, my glasses are fogged up. putting the tractor back in the shed now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and please subscribe so I can do more of these videos. It would also be great to hear people's opinions, thoughts on what you'd like to see in the future. Until then, thank you. See you soon. So it's 4:30 in the afternoon now, so I've just finished. I decided to spend the rest of the afternoon cutting up all of that wood with the axe once I got back in the yard. So I pulled out onto the concrete, chopped it all up, threw it back in the trailer, and obviously it's ready to sell now, so I don't have to mess around with it in the springtime.